Rightio, over to you.
Thank you, Cameron. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Berg, the Program Lead of Asset Management and Optimization. I'm based in Shepparton and work for Garden Valley Water. So as we heard today, a lot of things are related to asset management because to produce water, we need assets. And then also the optimization part of this program is then optimizing those assets. So this program is a very old program. I think I lead it now for more than 3 years, and you will see that the projects we are doing are overlapping with other programs. And so we thought that we have to go back and see where we fit and then shed off the other programs. So the outline for today is Garden Valley Water 2 years ago went through the cooperation with RMIT and had a look how we can optimize all our assets. So one of the trials was to optimize the water efficiency. And another one would be the carbon emission with wastewater lagoons. Then the next one is the self-assessment tool for the AMAF, which is a framework which was put out by the DTF, Department of Treasury and Finance. And then we completed a trial with the company MAID, and I'll talk about this. We also have a collaboration with Water RA about blue-green algae and asset management workshop we conduct on the 29th of July, where we like to align us with the other groups now and also find the purpose what this group and this program is for. So going back to collaboration with RMIT, so as I said, we have a project, and this is a Garden Valley Water project, and I'm happy to share this with IWN because that's interesting to everyone. So we will select a site at Garden Valley Water with high energy consumption and hope that we can reduce the energy consumption by 20%. We have selected a student, and we also had the kickoff meeting so far. Currently, Garden Valley Water is selecting the site after we got the information of IMIT what kind of site we can look at. And we will also provide the historical data about this site. So the next project, and this is something which we heard before, it's about the efficiency of lagoons and aeration. So as I said, RMIT was at Garden Valley Water 2 years ago to look at this. So this might fit into Steve's project, and I forwarded this, and it does not really match. So I'm not sure. We have rewritten the scope now for this project, and I will submit it again to Dean. So what it is about the treatment plants, as we heard, create methane, and we use aerators to aerate them, so which use energy. VASA has done a benchmarking exercise to identify the different methods of aerating, and has found that I think Northeast Water had the best outcome. However, there was never looked at what were the conditions on how this was running, because the depth of a lagoon, the width, the temperature, and all those things have an impact. And RMIT likes to look at all the factors, what the lagoons, how the lagoon operate, and then put them in a model and then come up with an algorithm on how we can then future optimize our lagoons. So build them in the appropriate way and also use the correct aerator. But again, we as the program leads have now regular meetings between each other, and we will align those projects. So the next one is the self-assessment for the AMAF, which is the Asset Management Accountability Framework from the Department of Treasury and Finance. So there was a wish of all Victorian water authorities to come up with a self-assessment tool. We have found some free ones, and we also developed or shared Excel spreadsheets of water authority which they use to self-assess. However, now VASA has upcoming the benchmarking, which is called AMCV. This is based on UK's IAM, Institute of Asset Management categories. There are 39 of them, and the questions are aligned with these 39 areas. So the program of VASA has been disrupted by the COVID-19. So it should have started really a week ago. So I put up the table for this. This kickoff now is on the 22nd of April, and I deleted all the other dates because they are all very uncertain. So the final report was to be thought to be delivered at the end of the financial year. So we actually can self-incorporate this in our attestation. The software is developed in a way that from then on, every year we can rerun our self-assessment throughout the year. And then at the end of a financial year, we can use this data to actually use it for our attestation. And so we are compliant in Victoria with the requirements by the Department of Treasury and Finance. So in the leading practice workshop, which was planned, I think, for November, so this may be now in February 2021. So, but in the forum which I was talking about, we will discuss this in more detail because by then the program will have kicked off and we will have some results and we can talk about the outcomes, because this is an exercise to find gaps within organization and how we benchmark against each other. So the next thing is the update on the optimization trial we had at Garden Valley Water for IWN. We had the company PHM with us. They have looked at the optimization of the maintenance requirements for a water treatment plant. So to do this, they have identified all the different parts of the treatment plant, has put against them the failure modes, has put in the inputs and outputs. This means power, water, and chemicals. And then they run different scenarios, and those scenarios are then looked at on how reliable assets are and how we can optimize the maintenance activities. So potentially something which is not used very often is very reliable. We don't have to maintain as often. Things which are not reliable and are used very often, we have to look at more often. But this can change from treatment plant to treatment plant. So using this approach, we actually get a more targeted maintenance activities, which then save money on one side, but we actually focus on the areas where we have to improve. It also gives us an output on what the maintenance activities would cost, and we can plan them ahead. And it also has a tool to actually do FMECA and FMEA. So the other one, this is a collaborative project with Water RA. So the company LG Sonic had approached One & Water to do a trial, but because of the cost, it was not feasible. So we then thought through IWN we can run a trial. So with Water RA now on board, we actually have created a program which I show now, which we are in stage one. So this is actually developing a literature review and of all the different methods which are out there, looking at the warning systems and how we also can prevent blue-green algae in reservoirs and rivers. So there was a forum which was internationally, it was Canada, it was America, Taiwan, and Australian water authorities. And so putting up this trial, it brought broader interest, so outside of Victoria. So even Taiwan Water likes to be participating in this trial. So the next stage after the review and those meetings we had, Water will come up with a framework on how to conduct trials. So this method will be used not only for the algae sonic, it could be any other product which is on offer to actually minimize algae in a reservoir and to monitor algae in rivers and reservoirs. So that would be the third stage then. So we actually then do a trial and see if the framework is okay for other products. And after this, there will be then with Melbourne Water and IWN, we will have training on how to combat blue-green algae outbreaks. So that's on this. And so the last thing where we try to align our program to the other parts of the program is on the 29th of July. So what we are looking at is all the water authorities had to learn how to deal with ISO 55000, which is the international standard of asset management, and the requirements of the Department of Treasury and Finance. So now that we got into it and we are used to it, we really like to see what's next. So one of the things would be looking at the gaps which are out of the VASA benchmarking exercise, and I hope that we have the results by then. But then also looking forward is how do we actually manage our assets? So, and this is where Kevin's group come in with the data, because asset management relies entirely on data. So this is not only the performance data, it is the finance data, it is a lot of other things which is data related. So there is a lot of overlap with Kevin's program. So we then have this webinar in March, Michael was talking about, and then we will discuss in more detail on the 29th of July where we like to head and set out the targets for the coming years. So at the end of the day, we then have some products which are shown. There is still some gaps which we can offer to other companies, but also we like to present on our trial which has been carried out at Golden Valley Water about the maintenance. So that's from me. So if you have any questions. I guess not, Cameron?
Okay, any questions for Michael?
I might make a comment, Michael. It's just interesting around that automation of CCTV. So Goulburn Valley Water has looked at InnoBuys. I know Western Water's looking at that vapor product that was in the last webinar. Melbourne Water's looking at something different. So I think there's an opportunity to bring all those learnings together just to understand the differences between the products, because there's definitely a big efficiency for the industry around the automation of the sewer CCTV review.
Yeah, and with all those products, it's really, I think we have to find out what the limitations are with products, because say InnoWise is more a product which shows the CCTV results on GIS and doesn't do anything else with it. Then you look at the company from Sydney, which the webinar was on, it was actually on automating the assessment of CCTV. So every product has different aspects and different limitations. So rather than saying this is the better product than this, we should really look at what is the product made for, what are the limitations. So we actually get the right product for the corporation and the needs they have. So iNovise really is only a management software for CCTV footage. So yes.
It's a really good point. And then we could share those learnings with all the water corporations